Welcome back for week 4, day 3, stitching your story piece by piece. I was so excited to use my new serger. New to the sewing business, I purchased the serger for a more professional touch. This way I could finish the edges after trimming the seams of an alteration. I had just finished narrowing the leg width of the firefighter's pants and brought them over to the machine. With enthusiasm, I pressed down on the pedal and sped down the pant leg. The serger was so fast. As I removed the pants from the machine, I felt pleased with the stitch. However, upon flipping the leg, I noticed the extra fabric folded into the seam. While fixing the mistake, I found the serger's sharp cutter had sliced a hole in the tangled leg seam. This pair of pants was not fixable. Have you ever noticed hurry rarely ends well? Jesus was never in a hurry. Have you ever thought about that? Several years ago, an author pointed this out in a book I was reading. My sincere apologies for not recalling which one to credit the author. This truth stuck with me. Jesus was never in a hurry. When Jesus was 12, he went to the Passover festival with his parents. As they headed home, he stayed behind with the religious teachers talking in the temple. His parents spent 3 days looking for him. When they questioned why he had let them worry so much, he responded by asking why they were surprised he was engaged in his Father's work. From Luke 2:41 through 52, one notable observation is Jesus' lack of urgency to return home. He wasn't in a hurry to carry out the travel plans. He wasn't in a hurry to leave the spiritual conversations he was having at the temple. I was always in a hurry, not just in activity, but also an impatience with time and waiting. I am not alone in this. I hear the constant complaints of those around me. I'm so busy, or I don't have time. Is this how we want to live? In my life, I see how deadlines, activities, and events can drive me to rush through life. I want to live unhurried like Jesus did. One way that I have learned to live unhurried is to purposefully build margin into my schedule, which you will learn about in later weeks. Read John 11:1 through 7. Now a man named Lazarus was sick. He was from Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha. This Mary, whose brother Lazarus now lay sick, is the same one who poured perfume on the Lord and wiped his feet with her hair. So the sisters sent word to Jesus, Lord, the one you love is sick. When Jesus heard this, Jesus said, This sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory, so that God's Son may be glorified through it. Now Jesus loved Martha and his sister and Lazarus. And when he heard that Lazarus was sick, he stayed where he was 2 more days. And then he said to his disciples, Let us go back to Judea. Reflect. When were you hurried in the past few days? How does this state of peace within yourself when you feel hurried? Why do you hurry so much? Did Jesus hurry to see Lazarus? Prayer. Lord, thank you for Jesus, who is never in a hurry. I want to learn from him. As I read the scripture and continue to grow spiritually, help me to recognize the areas in my life in which I am hurried. I ask for your wisdom and understanding of ways in which I can cultivate a less hurried life. Power prayer for week 4. Thank you, Father, for giving me Jesus, the Prince of Peace, as my teacher of peace. Be sure to stay connected for the next reading of Stitching Your Story. Grab the paperback or ebook on Amazon and stay tuned for updates about the translation of Stitching Your Story into Albanian for Come and Sew Ministries International.